Hello there, and welcome to Convincing Idiots. You found the place to be, so let me tell you what you're in store for this week on Convincing Idiots. As you listen, you will listen to our idiot reviews. We're going to catch up with one another, see what's been going on, and also talk about, of course, pop culture headlines we got to keep you in the know, including the Kool-Aid Man. You know, he's still kicking around, but maybe not in the way that you have imagined in the past. For our second segment, we'll be discussing some of the things that we're expecting in the afterlife and what might that future hold for us. And for our final segment tonight, we are talking about comic geniuses. Now, when you hear that, you might think that we are comic geniuses. Not as you are thinking exactly. We're talking about all-time famous intellectual geniuses in the comic book world and perhaps otherwise. So, without further ado, you already know where you are. You already know what's about to happen. So, let's start the show.
All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again?
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the Statman, not just anyone's opinion, the Statman Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian Gen X.
And I am a millennial, and my name is Nick. And if this is your first time joining us, we are Convincing Idiots. We are a weekly podcast of three friends representing three different generational points of view who get together every week to discuss pop culture and nerd culture and all of those types of things in which we enjoy. So if you've not already done so, please feel free to find us on your favorite social media accounts. Which ones, you may ask, are we on? Well, to that I would say, rather than spell it all out for you, yes, we're on your favorite one. You can find a link to that by Googling our link tree. So Google Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE. And there you will find all of our social media accounts so you can like us, you can subscribe to us, you can follow us, you can rate us and review us, and all of that other fun stuff. And if you're not into any of that and you don't want to really interact, we encourage you to do so. But if you don't feel like doing that and you just want to listen to us each and every week and you want to know where to find that, all of the podcast platforms that we are on each and every week are also linked on there as well. All of that information, if Googling Linktree is too much for you, let me just throw this your way. convincingidiots.wordpress.com. That is our website. You can go right there for all of that same information, as well as ways that you can help our show. Speaking of which, we have a merch store. So if you just love Convincing Idiots so much that you just need us plastered on your body, you can do that by buying merchandising with us and our show on it. You can also find us on Boss Code Media, Boss Code TV. You may ask yourself, Nicholas, young, beautiful, energetic, glowing Nicholas, the millennial, what is Boss Code Media? I don't know what that is. Well, let me tell you all about it. You can find Boss Code Media, Boss Code TV. It is an app that you can download on your apps from your app store or on your smart television. Any device that is so intelligent in which you could do so, search for Boss Code Media, Boss Code TV. You can download it right there. Boss Code TV is a original content creator driven application. It features ourselves as well as our friends over at It Came From Gen X and so much more. So please go check out Boss Code Media. And I think I covered all the bases. That's where we are. That's where you can listen to us.
I think you covered War and Peace, actually.
It's stuff you can buy from us. It's ways that you can spend your money, your hard-earned money, on us.
Nick,
So,
take a drink. Your mouth has got to be dry as shit. Take a drink.
I'm so exhausted. But I gotta get the sponsors in. Anyway, so that is where you can find us. We are back for yet another week. So, Brian, my friend, how have you been since we last spoke?
Doing well. Thank you. Nice weekend. I picked up a new bicycle, so I do like to get on a local.
Is it
Sickle.
electric?
No, it is not. It is
Bullshit.
not. It's a regular pedal bike, but it's a very nice one from Eddie's Bike Shop. I'll give them a shout out in the Northeast Ohio area. They have a few locations around. 12 months, same as cash. Good deal. I like to get on the towpath trails and ride, so exciting. Got it out a couple times already in the nice weather. Really enjoying that. And then Saturday evening was the 50th birthday party for Skinner, who I do It Came From Gen X podcast with, his younger sister.
Okay, I was gonna be like, this dude's double birthday in us because I feel like I went
we
to
were
his
just
birthday
there.
in December.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
okay,
right.
okay, fair enough. All right.
Yep. So his younger sister, Teresa, just turned 50. It was a nice gathering.
Nice. Happy
For
birthday,
hers.
Teresa.
Yeah. So good to see the Skinner clan. Always been so kind and welcoming people. And let's see what else. A very nice visit this evening with Peyton, my lovely daughter, and her boyfriend Joey. Dinner over there. Very good. Saw Dean last night for trivia. Good time.
I was there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, nice
Hence
week.
the
A little
seeing you
stressful.
part. There you go.
That's right. A little stressful at work. That's okay. This is a nice balance to get rid of some of that stress hanging out with you fellas. So, how are you, Dean? And we don't know that Dean's his look here this evening. If you're not watching, check us out on YouTube. So, Dean has a brand new look this evening. So,
I'm pretty sure
what's
I
his
wore
look,
this
Dean?
headband before. I think I've wore that
Okay.
headband before
Okay.
on the show. And
Okay.
like I was telling you guys before we went online here, it's the idea of like, dress for the job you want. I'm dressing for the season I want. I'm tired of the cold shit. I'm tired of the rain. I'm tired of being cold.
When has
Let's
it been
get the
cold?
spring going. Well,
It's
it's
70
colder.
degrees.
You're inside during work. I'm out there humping the fucking pavement there in the rain and all that. And it's
Yeah,
cold.
Dean looks like
and I
he's
don't
going
like
to like jazzercise in the 80s or something.
Ooh,
like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see it, but I am wearing leg warmers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually not different than any other time I do the show. So, let's see. I haven't done anything. I do want to complain about something. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking into the Mr. Heroes. I went and got Mr. Heroes for dinner. First of all, what a great little thing we have here in Northeast Ohio with Mr. Hero.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it that often, but when I do, god damn, it's so good. Eat
It's
too
so
much.
Mr.
bad.
Hero
It's
not
so horrible
out- is
for
it
you,
not
but it's
out-
good.
It's a
Side
Northeast
of-
Ohio thing. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm watching. I'm walking in there, and I hear these at the intersection. These two guys, like, well, pretty much it's one guy yelling at the other guy, and the guy says, "What?" The guy goes, "What are you looking at?" And I thought to myself, out of all human nature, we are in the 21st century. Is there a worse fucking flex than for a guy to say, "What do you?" to get mad at another guy looking at him?
Who's looking at me?
Right. I can't even fathom the idea of like looking at somebody going, "What the fuck you looking at?" Like, because their eyeballs are looking in my direction, that I
Like,
would get
it's one
so
thing-
mad.
If someone's staring at you for a long period of time, you might be like, "What? Like, can I help you?" You know what I mean?
See,
Like,
even in that, I just assume they want to fuck me.
that's a
I don't
weird thing to jump to. Of all the things, emotions people could have towards you, that's a weird one to jump to.
Have you seen me in my headband? But yeah, I just thought to myself, like, how is that? Like, what it's always been a thing, obviously, right? What are
It's
you
just-
looking at? You looking at me?
It's a reason that people they're looking to fight somebody. And it's just the
Just
easiest reason to try to
stupid.
fight somebody. Yeah, it is dumb.
And then, like I was telling you guys earlier, I take notes throughout the week because I don't remember shit. And the only note I had, I have a list that says things that I did, right? And this one just says old man. I don't know what that means. I'm
You did
trying
an
to
old
think of-
man, apparently, somewhere along the way.
Maybe I forgot about it. I didn't
Yeah.
know if there was like a story about an old man, or that I feel like an old man. I mean, I did hang out with Brian, but I think I wrote this before that, so I don't know. I don't know what it means. Other than that, like I said, I haven't done anything. Just hanging out with kids. Looking sexy like I do. But so Nick, what about you? You got something interesting to say? Because I'm out.
But no, I don't really. No, I had a nice weekend. I took
Good.
Robin and I took her dad and mom to Top Golf on Saturday because his birthday was the week before.
Oh yeah,
Or a couple weeks
Saw that.
before. So, at his age and walking all the holes and all that stuff, and his hips kind of bothering him every now and again. So we took him to Top Golf, and he had a blast. He was hitting the ball great, and
Spent
went out for lunch and everything
$2,000
like
probably,
that.
right?
Yeah, basically. It was not a cheap day out, but it was worth it. It was fun. It was a good time. So yeah, went out there. Definitely a good time. And then, like I said, went out.
Did he
and had some lunch
beat you with a belt?
He did not. No.
Oh, good.
No, he did
Good.
not. No. Yes, he was very kind. Very kind. to
Okay,
me.
that's good.
Yeah. And then had a good my buddy Moose that has a pizza shop out in Canton. He has a pop-up pizza shop right now, but it's going to be a full-time thing coming soon to the North Canton area. So he makes authentic New York style pizza, and Robin and I went out there and met up with some other friends and had some pizza and some beers and hung out. So that was a good little Saturday evening. And Sunday was basically just running around doing shopping. The kids had gift cards and birthday money still left over because where their birthdays fall, it's like right before Christmas, so you don't really let them spend it that close to Christmas. And then so they, out buying books and video games and whatnot, and went out to dinner at Olive Garden and stuff. Nice little weekend. Got a little friend time, got a little family time. Nice little mix of everything. So and
Nice.
just been watching a lot of hockey and stuff. It's trade deadline time. Tomorrow is the trade deadline in the NHL, so things are going crazy. So just keeping an eye on all that stuff, and that's about it. Nothing too crazy.
I ask a question real quick? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Brian, did you see Nick this weekend?
No.
Oh, I didn't. Well, no, he said hung out with
Did I
friends.
imply that? Did I imply that you would?
No. You said you hung out with friends. I just assumed, but no.
Right.
You said
okay.
friend time, but I didn't see it. And
that's where the disconnect was.
Brian
Okay, right.
didn't see this. This is awkward.
Nope.
I said I didn't say I had coworker time. I said I had friend time. Let's not blur the lines of what this relationship is. It's not.
First of all, coworker implies we're getting paid for this shit.
Oh, Brian doesn't pay you?
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Mother. I mean, he does hand stuff, but I always just thought he was a really good friend.
Yeah, Nick got 90%.
We have a lot more subscribers than what Brian tells you we do.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Nick
I'm
got
going to use both
90%
hands.
of the 90% of the merch proceeds went to Nick last month.
That's right.
Oh, well, that's
That was a good month. Yeah. That's how I was able to afford Top Golf on Saturday, as a matter of fact. So thank you to the
good.
listeners. Appreciate that.
I'm glad that came through. That's right. Good. Excellent.
well. Not only am I getting a hand job, but I'm getting a pinky in the ass. I'll tell you that.
All right, so we just shot last Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's been over a week.
Over a week, yeah.
Can we go ahead and real quick say happy birthday to the late Abe Vigoda, who I have the statue in there. If you're looking at the YouTube channel, I have my sculpture that I made of Abe Vigoda. He was born in February 24th. 1921. So I just wanted to give Abe Vigoda a shout out because why not?
Is he still with us, or he passed away?
He died. He died January of 2016. Yes, Nick.
Oh, okay.
Who's Abe Vigoda?
Fish. Does that help?
The band. He was in
Barney
Fish.
Miller.
Barney Miller. He was in The Godfather. Didn't we do this? I think we did this. Might have done this last week.
We talked
Okay.
about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Going off the sculpture, he looks like someone who would be in The Godfather.
Sure.
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I meant it to look very old, like.
I see.
painted
Okay.
like
Now, was he famous for hit through his youth to an old long career?
Oh,
was
no,
he
I think
famous as a young man and an old man?
He was a theater actor for the longest time, and then they found him in the search of for The Godfather.
Okay.
Francis Ford Coppola found him and thought that he would do well, and he did.
Okay.
So
Nice.
that's kind of where he got his break. But he was an older guy then.
Okay.
So,
How many actors
hmm
have received a made had a handcrafted bust made of
Oh, I thought you were going to say a hand raised to ask who they are.
right by,
but
by
a handmade
young
bust.
by young Zenio Dean, and not many.
I was a senior in high school, 1999, when I made this sculpture.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull it up here so you can see it there. I have a few heads last week. You want to go back in the YouTube and watch it? I had Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Mhm.
normally I did make a bust of myself. You know, that's
I know that the cord pulled the camera, but it actually panned perfectly to
Mhm.
focus on you putting the head back on the.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a good cameraman too. So
Yeah, I
what can I
guess.
say? What can I say? All right, so I just wanted to shout out Abe Pagoda, really,
All right,
and my sculpted head.
there you go. Fine
Nice.
actor. Fine actor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the best
Yep.
that I just learned about.
Yep. So, Nick, have you seen anything? We'll get into some idiot reviews here. Have you seen or heard or
Clearly not
you
The
wish to?
Godfather.
Yeah.
So I have seen The Godfather. I don't know which one he is. There's a lot of old guys in that movie. It could be anybody.
That's true.
So many old guys in that movie. I don't know. It's fun.
He's one of them. You're right.
He's one of them. I
He
mean, there you
is
go.
one of the old guys.
What did I see? Oh, okay. So I am proud to announce to the both of you that as of today, I have completed Andor. I am done. I have watched the entire series. So it was fine. It was fine.
Right.
It was. So like as you can tell from that review, I didn't have the same glowing opinion of it as I heard many other people did. And I can't really. I've thought about how to talk about it because I don't really know what it. I'm like the acting was good. There was just and I felt like. The episode, there was we were talking 12 hours. There's basically 45-minute episode. So it's long. There's a lot of it. And I felt like what happened in it could have been told in a lot shorter story. Yeah. At no point was I excited to see the next episode. It never got me. It never took me. I was never like, ooh, can't wait to see. I was never, at one point I was like, I'm in the 8th episode and I still don't really care that much, but at that point I'd had so many hours into it that I'm like,
you're
I have
already
to finish
vested.
it.
Yeah.
So right, I mean, and it wasn't like I said, I'm not trying to rip on it or anything because it's not like it sucked or I was like, oh, what a waste of it just sucks. It wasn't anything like that. It didn't have anything that grabbed me and made me super interested.
Sure.
I guess. So what it is, I think it's just. At this point, for me personally, in my Star Wars journey, we've reached the outer fringes of storyline that I am interested in. We're just a little too far. We're at a whole background series on a guy that had something to do with the basic storyline in the first place, but it's just, I think for me personally, I think that's what it was with me, is I think maybe just we're a little bit on the outer fringes of Star Wars storyline for me to really get enthralled.
But can't you look at it in the way of that they're using him as the central character to tell you the backdrop of the rebellion?
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
what it is.
Yeah, but I didn't need that. I know what the rebellion is. I just didn't. I don't know. It just was. Like I said, wasn't poorly done.
You're a shitty fan.
Wasn't,
it's
I don't like Star Wars that much. I don't need that. That's just we're too far away from the Skywalker saga.
You probably wouldn't give Harrison Ford a hand job if he asked.
I probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I could meet Jason Segel afterwards, maybe.
Maybe like a skiing action.
He has that
connection on one side.
He has that connection now, so yeah.
That's right.
That is actually part of my review.
Okay, yeah.
Not the hand job of Harrison Ford. Anyways, go ahead, Nick.
So I did watch that. So I finished that up. Haven't been watching tons of stuff. I did watch the first episode of The Mandalorian tonight. So that started yesterday. Season 3 kicked off.
Don't spoil it, but how was it?
It was good. It started off. It was very reminiscent of
I didn't see
episode 1, season 1 for me. Had that kind of feel. that kind of
Kinda
movement. So
almost like a looking around,
Good.
trying to figure out what was going on.
yeah,
type
without
deal.
giving anything away, there's action, right? There's they're peeling back what the story is going to be here a little bit.
Mhm.
You're kind of getting you see some familiar faces. There's callbacks. So I like where
Love
it's going.
making?
It's one episode. No. Grogu
Oh.
kind of had the like come hither eyes, but Mando
Yes,
kind of wasn't taking it because I think he felt it was inappropriate. It was a weird story arch, but they
Okay.
kind of went away
I
from.
can get behind this.
Yeah, but
I have the same thing with Brian.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that. He just kind of was
I
like,
try to stare into his eyes, but he's like,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
Is that what this whole headband experiment's all about? You just trying to switch it up
I'm
and get
testing to see what makes it move.
okay, all right.
You know, if I can get it to shift,
Yeah. What moves
you know,
the skin
I-
needle, if you will? Yeah.
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
trying to get a little Brian meat move, and then do what I can.
That's right. Yeah. And I lastly watched the first episode of a show that Dean we talked about briefly this weekend, the Hello Tomorrow on Apple Plus.
How was it?
I watched the first episode. It is intriguing. I think it's
Yeah.
got a lot of potential and like things that it'll
Okay.
play around with. Definitely, like really, it's one of those ones that kind of has you thinking after the first episode. So I like
So
that.
it is worth a watch.
Yeah. Yep. Did you not watch? I thought you said you did, or you wanted to
No,
watch.
I've been watching
okay.
the trailers, but every time I go there, until I get through Shrinking, which I'll talk about.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, but no, that was about it for me. Just wrapped up Andor and then first episode of a couple new shows that I was checking out. So that's about it. So Dean, we'll lead into you then from there. What about you?
Then I will start there. Shrinking on Apple Plus. Shrinking is Jason Segel, Harrison Ford, and what was Williams? Trying to remember her name. Jessica Williams.
Jessica Williams. There you go.
Yeah, they're all therapists in a kind of a practice, right? That's the word I'm looking for. And Jason Segel loses his wife to a car accident, and it's just him trying to put his life back together. It is done by the same guy who does Scrubs and Ted Lasso. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. I think I talked about it last week. I'm giving just the same description. Okay, if you watched last week, Shrinking on Apple Plus TV, it's a fantastic show. Each episode just gets better and better. You have that real strong, it's what Bill Lawrence does. It makes you laugh, makes you cry, pulls the heartstrings, the whole deal. So I highly recommend that. And Last of Us, I'm we just watched the latest episode there. Brian, I talked to you this past Wednesday, and you said that this past episode was the best, or one of the best. Is that what you said?
I don't know if it was I didn't say it was the best, but it was definitely a powerful episode.
Huh.
I thought.
We're talking about the one with the mall, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't feel the same way. It was the weaker of all the shows, all the episodes so far. It was okay. It was good, but still the weaker of all of them, I think.
I haven't seen the most recent one yet, so I'm
okay.
Just
that's the one I think we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is the mall one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I watched the movie Nope.
Yes.
What is it? From Key and Peele?
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. What wrote and directed? Right? Is
I
that
believe
right?
so. Yes. Yeah, I know he
I
directed
still haven't
it.
seen it. Nick saw it. I haven't seen it yet. Now, what
It is cool. Brian, since I know your love for the Twilight Zone, it is very Twilight Zone-esque.
Okay.
It's strange but very compelling. Really good character works, good acting. The story's fun. Brian, you really should take a look at it.
I will. It is on my watch list. I just need to get to it. But yeah, okay, good.
You know what it reminded me of? Now that I'm thinking of it, and you're talking about it, and it reminded me of Signs a little bit, as in like the flow of the movie.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Like, do you agree or disagree with that, Dean? Just, I mean, like as far as kind of the build up.
I get what you're like. I didn't actually
Not
finish
not that the
science,
not that the
but like,
okay, not that the story or anything like that. I mean, it's both science fictiony, but not that the story is similar. Just
it has
the kind of
the vibe.
flow of the movie. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I have, other than whatever I did with this old man, I got Carter a new video game, Call of Duty World War II.
Hmm.
Holy shit! Okay, I know I'm behind the the eight ball
That
here,
came out
and
in 2015, I believe.
no, well, actually, hold off on making fun of me until until you hear what I have to say, because you are going to have a lot more ammo. I'm just so amazed on what the fuck these video games can do. And yes, I know they've been this realistic for all these years, but this thing is just incredible. They have actors actually doing the roles. And the it's just insane. I'm speechless watching him, and he's just run around shooting Nazis, and then there's zombies. I guess I missed that part in history, but to each his own. But yeah, very cool. I'm not going to play it, but it's fun to watch him play it. So yeah, I'm an old man. Newfangled video games impress me much. So
What system did he get it for?
Xbox One.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so those are all my reviews, gentlemen. Brian, what'd you watch?
Very good. I rented last weekend The Fabelmans. So this is that newer Steven Spielberg movie. It was up
Yeah.
up for Academy Awards, and
I thought you watched that a while ago.
No, I have not. It was I talked about watching it, but it was anyways, it just came down to like normal rental price. So it's like $5 or $6 you can find on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's definitely worth $6. I mean, just rent it at home. It's a good movie. So this has Paul Dano in this, plays the father. Paul Dano played the Riddler in the Batman movie. Good actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Michelle Williams was the wife. Seth Rogen is in this, very good. And the young son, Mateo Zorian. So basically, it takes place in the early 50s, and kid gets his parents take him to the movie for the first time to see The Greatest Show on Earth movie, and he's just blown away. And mom is like an artist, like a piano player, and so she helps him. Helps his love of blossoming film. She supports him as an artist in making film, and then it develops into more of a family type of drama and this and that, with the kids' love of movies in the center of it here. So, just a very good movie. Good story. Well acted across the board. Shot beautifully, as you might imagine. Anything Steven Spielberg, John Williams, the music. I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. So check. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting more of the, I wasn't expecting the family drama type story around it, but it made sense in how they told the story. I won't spoil anything. I'll just kind of leave it there. So
it is semi-quasi autobiographical.
Okay.
Because I heard him on a podcast, and he was talking about that the two actors playing his parents, like on the first day on set, because he said he wouldn't even push around it. He said that they were his parents, like those characters are based upon his parents. This kid's based upon him, and dealing with his parents' divorce. And he goes, this was my therapy in life. This was my ultimate goal. This was my ultimate movie. It took a while for me to get there, and people trying to talk me into it, but I finally got there, and this was my therapy after so many years of growing up and where I did and how I did and stuff. But
very interesting. I didn't realize it was based so closely to him, though. So yes, yeah. They definitely tell that story then of how it's about the parents. And anyway, like I said, sit down, watch, pay attention. And again, it's not a movie to just sort of have on in the background. Sit down, watch it, enjoy it, and again, definitely worth a watch. There's a new documentary on Netflix, Bill Russell story. So this has dropped this year, I think recently. Bill Russell is a great basketball player of the Boston Celtics, played for them for 12 seasons in the late 50s, early 60s. Passed away last year, and the NBA is honoring him this year with, you might notice all, if you're an NBA fan, a lot of players, I think all the players have like a number 6 patch, which was his number. I noticed last evening the Celtics on the floor had a number 6 in the foul line to honor him.
I saw that last night.
Yeah, just a very, very nice story. And again, this is a man that, lived in Boston in the late 50s, early 60s, had to deal with racism, living in a more affluent, white neighborhood. Him and his family were not really welcomed. Just horrible, horrible things happened. Just terrible. The man is winning the city. It'd be unheard of today. I guess not unheard of, but it would be at that level of racism. It's a whole other level that he had to contend with. I mean, it's the equivalent of like Michael Jordan in Chicago. I mean, it's really that level of the level of athlete in the city. Is winning championships. Even he's winning twice as many championships as Michael Jordan did, practically, almost. And you can have to contend with that. Just to hold it, that was amazing. It talks about him, standing up for, standing up against racism. Partnering with Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to be a part of the whole movement. It's really amazing. And then his career in itself was just astounding. Like I said, played 12 seasons and he won 11 championships. You never will see that ever again.
That's wild.
That's incredible.
And a couple of them he was a player coach even, and he goes out his last season, wins a championship. It's just, see you later. And he's again, very well done.
That's a lot like you though, right? You're kind of a player coach, right?
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
Behind the scenes, you're on the floor, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the 90s, like in the 90s, I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the game.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. And now you get a little older. It's like, you just can't be in the game. Really,
Sure.
You got to step back and just, you try to be a
Run
mentor.
the game. Yeah.
Exactly.
And watch these young stallions, just tear it up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go with what you have. You know what I'm saying? You got to work with that.
No, that's not what I. That's
you can only do what you can do with with the team you're given, right? The resources you're given. That's I
got to keep talking to general management and so forth.
No, I listen. I listened to last week's podcast. You're right.
No, but it's quite good. It's like two episodes, like it's an hour and a half each. So just watch it, and I think you'll find it enjoyable.
What's it? I'm sure if I you said it's on Netflix. If I search for Bill Russell,
Bill Russell, yeah, okay, come right up for you. I'm just it's probably going to be in a new release as well.
Okay,
and this evening, at my lovely daughter Peyton and his place with Joe, my daughter has been trying to get me to watch this movie for probably a solid 10 years.
Whoa.
It was one of those things where it was like, let's watch this movie. I was always like, so we'd watch something else, whatever. And now the tables were turned. I was a guest in her home.
Had no choice.
No choice. Whatever she wanted to watch. I said, whatever you want to put on is fine. For the very first time in my entire life, I watched White Chicks this evening. Wayans brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you know what?
I don't know that I've ever seen that movie. Like, I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's from 2004, and even that it doesn't seem like it's that, it's definitely aged some for sure. There's things in that movie
you couldn't
for sure
do today.
And I don't even talk about it. It wasn't like making fun of white. It was sort of making fun of like spoiled white people, and that was fine. But there was one of the things in there was like, a little bit of interesting. Terry Crews was in this, which I didn't realize. He was great. You know what? Overall, funny, enjoyable movie.
Good.
Had a good time with it. There you go. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm just like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut and watch it. And I found myself laughing, and just to see her and Joey laughing and all that made it, that was just, it was a nice experience with Hertz on this evening. So
Good.
Is it do I recommend it more than the Bill Russell documentary? Not necessarily.
Sure.
But if you're looking for just a goofy early 2000s comedy, the Wayans brothers, if you like the Wayans brothers, you know what, you'll like this movie for sure.
Brian's over there checking out
Yeah.
white chicks.
Exactly. Anyway, that's it. That's what I got here, guys. So
Okay.
Good.
all right. So I think we are going to take a break here, and we're going to come back with some pop culture headlines, and then Nick has an Ask an Idiot question this week that I think is a heavenly question, if I recall correctly.
And then tease them with their our main event there, Brian.
Yeah, main event this evening is, and we've talked about like the most powerful heroes and greatest, we've done superhero debates and greatest villains and stuff like
Battle brackets.
Battle brackets, exactly.
Mhm.
This evening, though, we're going to talk about who are some of the smartest comic book characters. So they're portrayed in the comics as a genius, or we just think that they're above average intelligence. So who do we think are some of the most intelligent comic book characters
And you know
in
what?
the comic world? Yes.
We're not going to make them wait. I think it's unfair to make them wait, Brian. We have to give them something. So I'm going to tell you the smartest one out there is Aaron Blake. Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance. Because Blake Insurance is
in my life.
The superhero in all of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free, that's right, free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, I mean, you don't have to tell anything because he knows. Dude's a genius.
Very
Super
good.
super genius.
Super genius.
And super
That's right.
pretty.
That's right. All right. So we've honored one already. We're going to honor more later. But first, again, pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot question after listening to this other genius, if you're listening on podcast.
Mm-hmm. Brian coming back in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to segment 2 of episode 131, gentlemen.
Deuce.
Convincing idiots. This really isn't a pop culture headline. It's just I'm just curious of this. On TikTok right now. Are you guys on TikTok a little bit? I know. Nick, you have an account.
Yep.
Are you on there?
I don't upload anything, but
Yes.
I watch shit on there all the time. Yeah.
I actually don't. I download the app, got an account because we have one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which is why probably about 80% of TikTok users are on TikTok.
Right.
But, yeah.
Exactly. So I thought I'd join the crowd.
Very good.
But no, I don't watch anything or I don't do anything with it.
I have a couple of TikTok related mentions here, but one was just that in general, the teen filter is really making it's burning up TikTok a little bit here. So what it is basically, it's called the teen filter. So what it does basically is it gives you a split screen, and it plays like some type of retro song, like nostalgic type song.
Okay.
And it's like a face smoother is what it is really. So it's like it makes you, as if you're older, it makes you look younger is what it does.
So what about somebody like me who looks vibrant and youthful? already.
Probably no change. Probably
All right.
no change. Nick would
Probably
look
wouldn't
no
have that
different at all.
headband on, but yeah.
Probably not have the band. Yeah, yeah. That would ask you, please remove headband or something
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick would look like maybe 2 weeks younger, I think,
Yeah.
with the smoother and all that. But it's
Not
very
gonna lie, that stings a little bit, but okay.
look at the lines on his face, Brian. That's a long 2 weeks.
I didn't send you guys my picture. I'll just send it to you. It's like,
Oh, please do.
You know, with the beard, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it.
Well,
there
you
is
still see it
some
underneath.
version. Yeah, that's
Like
what
if
it
it's
is.
long, like it still shows up underneath.
Yeah. So I sent my picture. I just took a screenshot of it and I sent it over to Allie, and she said that it's disturbing because I look young and old at the same time. I'm just like, okay, yeah, thank you very much. But
Best of both worlds is, I think, what she was going with on that one.
that's right. That's right.
I
It's like a younger me, but there's some glimpses of a grayish beard, gray beard, white beard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you tried it, and it's like I said, a lot of people, a lot of videos out
I would
there,
love to challenge.
Uh-huh.
I would love to challenge your editing skills and you to put that picture right now.
I could do that.
All right.
I'll just wave here or something like that. But yeah. Yep, I can do that.
It basically, what it does, it works better for like older people that like have a more like wrinkled face.
Yes,
because all it is, it just smooths your face out, and then like if you have, it'll like make your hair dark if it's gray, or probably I don't know. But there was because there was a thing going on there, going viral, where this old woman, her granddaughter was showing her this filter, and she starts crying. She's so overcome with emotion and whatever, and it's like that's what it did. So this woman, had she was an older
Relax,
woman.
you're still old, bitch.
She had a lot of wrinkles on her face, but what it did, and apparently it just so happened that by doing that, it really, I mean, she must have really saw her younger self a lot in that image. Maybe it was a striking resemblance, but I think from what I can tell, what it does, I'm like, all it does is smooth, like it puts a smoothness on your skin, basically.
See, it just makes me mad. I just see young Dean and get all pissed off at him.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. You're right. It's a lot of people, probably like you say, 50 and up, that are just you get a little nostalgic and emotional looking at a younger version of yourself, and some say it looks a lot like them. It's hard to remember what you look like when you're that. You know what I'm saying? It's just odd.
Well, I mean, for some people, for you, Brian, and the rest of the Convincing Idiots listeners, you could go to our shop and merch store and find T-shirts with young Brian on it.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
Are there multiple options for you now? There's more than one, right?
There is. Brian,
okay.
Or Nick, why don't you tell them what the name of that shop is?
That would be our link to our Convincing Idiots merch store on convincingidiots.wordpress.com or Linktree.
It's called Spring. It's on
Teespring. Yeah,
Teespring. Yeah, there's a link to it.
Like actually, I assume you could do that if you went to Teespring and you just searched "Convincing Idiots" in the toolbar. I would imagine that would take you there.
There you go.
Yep.
See.
Yep. That's right.
Always be selling
those shirts, Dean. That's what sent Nick over to Top Golf. You played a game with your father, and then your dad actually paid him not to tell you. I think something like that. So Dean and Nick made a little extra money there, but
no, they both sent shirtless selfies next to each other, holding each other.
Yeah.
And with the caption "No belt here," it was hurtful, but
And Nick had
nothing better about hurting you physically and emotionally in one fell swoop. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's right. Nick bought a piece of the ownership as well with the T-shirt money.
That's right. Yeah.
As well.
That makes sense.
Yep.
It's all about making that money, baby. You roll your investments over into new investments, and there you go. You let your money work for you.
That's right. Okay, so we'll stick with TikTok themed for you here. This was I just thought it was a nice story. So, TikTok is one. It's an unusual because there's not a lot of like positive things necessarily that come out. It's entertaining. You see a lot of good talent, stuff like that. Like YouTube, you can look up obviously and look up how to do things. We're going to find that, as we know, with TikTok. It's more just strictly entertainment, and you could get yourself in a rabbit hole and just sit there for 10 minutes without even thinking that you're anyway.
10 minutes. Try
Yeah, I
10
know.
hours. Oh my
I
God.
know. I
I've
know.
looked-
I don't do TikTok, but I get that way when I go into Pornhub.
Sure.
I can
absolutely.
see that. Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. And after the first 15, minutes and you're done doing what you're doing, from there, you're just there for the love of the game.
Of course.
That's right.
No, but seriously though, it's funny because I'll sit there and be like, I don't watch a lot of movies because I just feel like I don't have like 2.5 hours to like watch something, or 2 hours. I legitimately have lost a good hour and 45 minutes on TikTok, and I've looked at it and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, I could have watched a movie.
That's right.
But when it's broken up, I think that kind of is a good glimpse into like what our brains are doing as our content is being given to us in different ways. Because I'm like, if you show me a movie and you're like, let's sit down and watch this movie for an hour and a half, and I'll be like, I got stuff I got to do by X time. You know what I mean? I can't do a movie. But if you're giving me little, minute long clips and segments and
It's
stacking
fooling
them
your
up over,
brain.
yeah, I'm like, I'm there, or for longer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's funny.
That's what it is. Now this girl though, so there was an author, Lloyd Devereaux Richards, wrote a novel called Stone Maidens. I don't know what it's about necessarily, but it really wasn't a hit. His daughter posted about it on TikTok, like help make just basically to try to bring attention to her father's novel. Right, a young teen daughter. So the video blew up on TikTok. It was viewed more than 47 million times, and his book had almost no sales in nearly a decade, to being the author to a #1 book on Amazon because his daughter made like a promotional video for her dad, and so it's making some social pop culture news. So I thought that was very sweet. Just a very nice story. The love of of a daughter for her father. Put something like that out there, and you see a couple of stories like that too. I think I saw.
Well, you know what that tells me
Go ahead.
though.
What's that?
Peyton, fucking get on it.
Yeah.
Come on. Get on TikTok. Help your dad out.
Right. If she was listening to this podcast, she
keep
might hear
Joey
that right
out
now.
of it.
That's right. That's it. I'm not looking for any comments. I just thought it was a very nice story for a daughter helping out her dad. So just pretty cool.
It's very nice.
And it is interesting what can take off. I guess that's another piece of this as well. Just the young girl, just say, help out my dad. And enough people viewed it and shared it and all that. It just kind of went viral. And
help out
and
my
made
dad.
this guy some
Listen to
money.
Convincing Idiots. Subscribe, rate, review.
See, Peyton, Nick's already given you the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, get on it.
That's
Here,
right.
I'll
Joey's
start getting the ball rolling, okay? Peyton
go ahead.
Creations, okay? Good graphic design content there. Check it out on Instagram. There you go. Peyton Creations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on, here. Let's go.
Let's help each other here.
Yeah.
She does, literally. She does fantastic work.
She does,
Thank you.
and she helps us a lot with the podcast as well. So, I mean,
have you seen any of our logos? She's probably done them. They're
right.
She does.
That's right. Our logos, it came from Gen X logos, absolutely. All right. So it just on the other side of TikTok are dumb challenges. Right. So you see these
like stupid headband tank top challenges. I fucking hate that shit. What kind of loser?
No.
Oh.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. No, Nick, that's just what I'm doing today.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's not it's not you're dumb.
Look like an 80s phys ed class challenge. Yeah. Yep.
Let's get physical.
Dean's got the big tube socks up to his knees. You can't see him on camera.
Hell yeah.
Yep. And the runner
hanging out
shorts.
the bottom of my shorts.
Yep.
My left nut just banging around between my thighs.
That's right. Yep.
Where's the right one?
That was it. That was
Looks like chewed up bubble gum. It gets all stuck to your leg. We've all been there. Come on.
Yep. He's
Act like you're better than me.
Wearing kids' tennis shoes as well. You can't see them.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
With your perfectly perspirated balls. Oh, I'm sure your nuts never get stuck to your leg.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep,
But your nuts are all smooth and stuff.
that's right. Powdered
Because-
with Old Spice,
Powder.
I think.
Anti-chafing powder.
Nick,
Yep.
I hear Nick irons his balls. Puts them on the ironing board. He hates those wrinkles. So he's got a tiny little iron just zipping away at it.
Mm.
The pain's worth it.
Well, that's not the TikTok challenge I'm referring to, actually. But,
Oh.
yeah. But
Well,
you see,
so that's a good segue into. Please make sure you subscribe to our TikTok because you'll find all kinds of
Yeah.
fun content like
Yes.
That's
Nick
right.
ironing his balls and
that. Yeah.
Yep. Sure. At Convincing Idiots. Thank you so much. You're right. Okay, so we've seen these challenges, and usually, unfortunately, they result in vandalism and people destroying things and just whatever. So that one of the newer challenges is the Kool-Aid Man Challenge.
You bust through a wall and say, "Oh yeah."
I hope
That's
so.
That's exactly what it is.
Nice.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
kids bursting through fences and different things and destroying people's property. to
I'm
act
sorry.
like the Kool-Aid
That's fucking
Man.
awesome.
Yeah,
think
if you
that's
can do
I'm
it, who
sorry.
does
That's fucking
that?
incredible. Like,
How weak is the fence or the wall that these teenagers can bust through and go, "Oh yeah."
It's like there were some vandals in New York that made the news here. A guy had like I don't know what type of fence it was. It wasn't like it's not
apparently a cheap, shitty one.
Well, I
Right.
guess. But kids were
He was
bursting
doing them
through
a
and
favor.
breaking the guy's fence with this stupid challenge here. So, yeah,
I
The
fully
young
support
boys
the
are walking by karate chopping my fence.
It's fucking awesome. Can you imagine?
Karateing.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't like. I'm trying to put myself in a position. Like, let's say I'm just like
Tell me what position you want to be in.
I'm chilling in like the backyard or something, and a kid just busts through the fucking fence pane and like knocks over, and goes, "Oh yeah." Obviously, you're gonna fix that and pay for it, but my
Yes.
initial, immediate, visceral reaction, I'm going to laugh.
Sure.
I think.
And tell
I
me
really
it's
do
fucking
think.
awesome.
I'd be like, along with the shock and the what the fuck factor, my immediate reaction would be to laugh. I don't know how I couldn't. That's just hilarious.
Well, those commercials were certainly when I was a kid. Dean too, probably more so, but definitely when I was a kid, they were very popular in the 70s and the 80s.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the Kool-Aid Man
Absolutely.
bursting through, and I would be lying if I said that I didn't think that would be cool to actually burst through a wall
Oh yeah.
at random and do they
Oh,
portrayed it
yeah.
on Kool-Aid
Absolutely.
Man was on the Family Guy, I think many times. Nick
Right.
would
Oh,
burst
yeah.
through
The
at a
very
weird
first episode.
time. Yeah. I don't know. It's just when it results in the vandalizing a stranger's property. I don't know. And people could get hurt. I never actually.
Is it because
planned
they'd be
to
on
do
your
it as a kid.
lawn and you don't want them on your lawn and they're young and you want them off your lawn?
That's right. That's how it works. That's right. That's right. Get your own damn lawn. Get your own Kool-Aid Man.
How about you get yourself a mortgage and then you talk to me when you got that going on for yourself?
That's right.
Not
Exactly.
paying tax,
No,
motherfuckers.
I do. I get what you're saying. But I'm like I said, I mean, you would, I don't know. It's
To see it would be
It is
cool. I mean, I see
stupid,
what you're
but
saying.
it's funny.
If you
But
did
I
it yourself, it was your
Yeah.
own property. You set up something, and somebody did it unexpectedly. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It would be funny. It's just unfortunate that it results in
yeah.
destroying some
My
strange.
initial
if
thing
you
would,
wanna
I would laugh at them and say, "You're paying for that," but that's fucking awesome. Like that's
Right.
I mean, if you
Well
want to be
done.
creative and stuff, why don't you build your own wall or take some sort of blocks of some sort and build your own shit to do the bit?
Sure.
Or
There you
is
go.
the challenge to fuck up somebody else's property?
That's
I mean,
probably a little bit
what's
of
the
both.
deal?
it's
Okay.
It's a
it
little
loses its luster to me
If you build your own wall?
Go through the whole thing to build a thing to a
Huh.
structure to knock
Okay.
down. It's more. I think the element of surprise is equal to the rendition of the Kool-Aid Man. Like it's the
Yeah.
surprise factor with it.
See, that's the
For me.
problem with
Yeah,
these TikTok things is I sometimes they're so convoluted you don't quite understand them. Like I read this earlier and I tried to duplicate it, but I just put on Pink Floyd on the record and just poured Kool-Aid all over myself, my naked body, crying, and I thought that was the bit.
Okay.
But you're telling me no. You got to
Some
physically
details
run.
may have been lost in translation on that one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe explain to me later.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not the type of wall that people are breaking through necessarily, but
Is that
Okay.
what Dale Earnhardt was trying to do?
Oh yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
AIDS.
Fatal car crash.
I don't know. Fatal car crash. I'm sorry.
Wah, wah,
Who are we
wah.
kidding? NASCAR people don't listen to podcasts. They're not listening to this. They don't even know how their phones work. They're not listening to podcasts.
Yep. Maybe they're doing the Kool-Aid Man challenge. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay, I just thought this. So
That's because all their children have the Kool-Aid mustache around their lips.
That's right.
Dirty feet.
Very possible.
Eating a Pepsi popsicle.
Yep. That's right.
Mhm.
Right. If you're not first, you're last.
That's right.
I was high when I said that.
In literacy, mathematics.
All right, some another social media news stories. So YouTube has rolled out a interesting feature for creators that could dub content in other languages. Thought that was pretty interesting. So they've been piloting this for a while with a very, I guess,
So, like,
popular.
Like
So that would be a
Godzilla
built-in.
subtitles?
That would be a built-in tool. So like you wouldn't have to, because I'm sure certainly there are videos that have been dubbed over, but that's been like an in-house thing. So like this would be YouTube would automatically do this for if you're watching a German video in the United States or whatever, it would automatically translate that for you.
That's what it appears to be. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
not just words, like actually somebody doing the voice. Like,
let's see. It's to dub their content in other languages, allowing visitors to consume more content. It's a multi-language audio feature. It's been test piloted by one of the platform's biggest stars, Mr. Beast. So,
Okay.
So it was tested only among a handful of creators.
Leave it to Mr. Beast to break new ground. Look at that.
So it's going to expand to thousands more creators. So it's not going to be probably not going to see Convincing Idiots dubbed over in German. Although our people in Germany,
they love us.
They love us,
and
in
we
Germany.
love them.
We love them.
That's right.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, we're getting close to
Deutschland.
David Hasselhoff level of popularity. Not quite, but almost. So it's over.
Where my Bundesliga fans at?
That's right.
Are you guys down for doing like a live episode over there for them?
Sure, absolutely.
That actually might get me to hang out with you. If you take me to Germany, good. I might actually go.
Maybe like a big stadium crowd.
Give us an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe Oktoberfest, Nick. How about that?
That'd be good. I like this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So in January, viewers watched an average of 2 million hours of dubbed video a day, YouTube reported. So I'm assuming they're going to roll this up. Probably, I would guess, the more, highly viewed creators and all that would have this feature here. But I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, that's neat. I like it.
Way to expand the content. Yeah, absolutely. So
think of all the new countries we'll be discovered in.
That's right.
Right.
Someday,
probably even countries nobody's discovered.
Yeah.
I would, sure. Absolutely. Someday you might actually be hearing us speak the German language for an entire episode dubbed over.
Was machst du gern in deiner Freizeit? Das ist gut.
There you go. See?
What he
might
said.
Be hearing that the entire episode.
Now, when he repeated that, would they dub it in English?
Oh, that's a good question.
Huh?
I don't think so. You probably would just if you probably dubbed it in German.
Well, that's true. If it's the language you want to hear it in, that one would just be like, well, he spoke German, so there you go.
All right. Yeah. All right.
There you go. That's what I got here, guys. Not a whole lot. I mean, there's different things out there. No death and destruction this week. Just a few interesting stories in social media.
Well, I do want to. I just wanted to touch on Tom Sizemore. He hasn't passed away yet, but he had a stroke, and a brain aneurysm and a stroke, and the doctor said there's really no hope, and has told the family to get prepared for the end of life.
Now, just for people that might be, I know we all are familiar, but
Tom
for anyone
Sizemore,
who might be listening, who maybe explain to people who would listen and don't not know. But certainly not none of us. But who would Tom Sizemore be? Just to
Sizemore.
provide context.
He has been in many, many movies. Saving Private Ryan was one of his best roles. Reservoir Dogs, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Let's see some of these. Passenger 57, True Romance, Natural Born Killers. Quentin Tarantino loved him. I think wasn't he in The Hateful Eight? Brian, if I remember,
I am looking him up now. Let's see.
Yeah, Heat, Black Hawk Down.
Okay.
Passenger 57, like I said, he's been in so many. As soon as you see him, you would recognize him immediately. Right. Not you, because I know, Nick, you know who he is.
Yes, we all know who he is.
Right.
I just wouldn't say,
but yeah, it's very sad.
The IMDb. Yeah.
He's a very iconic actor. He went through some personal stuff, through the 90s with the Heidi Fleiss stuff, him being in the Black Book, and he got caught up in some personal demons there. But terrific actor. It's very sad. So just wanted to bring that up, mention that, thoughts, prayers, and all that. So
yeah, I don't see Hateful Eight, by the way.
It was not Hateful Eight. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different movie.
Try The Hateful Nine. Maybe he's in that one.
No,
he was a Natural Born Killers.
I just assume he's everything that Tarantino does. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. Right, I don't see. Anyway, like I said, I do recognize him. Yeah, absolutely. So that's too bad.
So all right, that's what I got.
All right. Well, Brian, you mentioned there was no death and destruction this week, and listeners listening on might find that odd because we always have a plentiful obituary section on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So to fill in for that, let's just say, because we can't not have death and destruction, right? So
of course,
for this week, in a peaceful moment, let's just say there was mass death and destruction, and all of us have been obliterated. The three of us, your favorite podcast hosts, are gone, dead as a doornail, gone, just obliterated,
God.
Right out of our misery.
About
gone.
Fucking time.
And obviously,
couldn't have three better people.
The wonderful influences we are,
you got this?
Philanthropists that we are. Thank you. That took a
philanthropic.
Yep. Philanthropic. I had to get there first. The philanthropists that we are. The philanthropists that we are. The wonderful human beings. All that we give back to the podcast world. Obviously, we would be making our way to the pearly gates. So, my idiot inquiry of the week, gentlemen, is
yes.
When that time arrives, you are finally admitted into the pearly gates. What does heaven look like to you? What do you think heaven would be like? Or maybe you don't have something in mind, but if you could imagine heaven in a way in your perfect scenario, what might that be? So, Brian, you're the closest to getting there. What would your heaven look like? What do you hope to see in the next couple of years?
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Well, first I'll be happy
first, I'll
to.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, first I'll be happy to walk up and say hello to you guys because you already be up there.
Sure. Okay.
So
we are wonderful and
that'll be nice
to boot. So
that's right. Because I plan to continue to absorb the entities and the souls of other podcasts.
Sure.
The pod planter.
Yeah,
that's right.
Continue to exist as long as I care to edit podcasts and so forth.
That's right.
Yeah, the day you're gone, our podcast is dead. So there's
that's right. Yeah. It is an interesting question. It's a very good bar topic type question. So that's good. So that's really some of the essence of the idiot questions here. There's definitely some common things I would want, and that would be just to be able to spend time with loved ones from the past and friends, family, and still be able to interact with them. Obviously, that would be a very big thing. To not hopefully there's some craft breweries around with not too many IPAs though.
I was. Oh,
You
I
know
was
what I
just
mean?
gonna say. I hear they
It's
have the
not
best
too-
IPAs up there.
Well, you
But
can
it's
have
your
a couple.
heaven, so it could be
If
whatever.
you're gonna have
have a couple.
IPA, you have an IPA. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can have a couple, but it's
All right.
not one of these big places that have like 75% of the
Right.
menu
You want
is
some-
IPA.
you want some
No,
stout.
don't need that. Just
You want some
stop that.
darker stuff.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
have a nice mix. You can have you can have 50 IPAs if you want to, as long as I have 100 other stuff to pick from. You know
There
what I'm
you
saying?
go.
That's fine. That's fine. To be able to listen to music, musicians that have passed on that are there, that would be kind of cool.
Okay,
Just
so
to
it's
be-
like a concert hall, and it's like, oh, there's this person playing, there's that person
You know,
playing. You want to see
honestly,
Prince? You want to see Elvis? You want to see it's all happening.
it's just really, I mean, the snippets
I was gonna
of
say Michael
heaven,
Jackson, but I don't know if he made it.
I don't know, questionable.
I love his music, but I don't know what happened. So I'm just saying I don't know if he's gonna be there.
I think it's like a residency thing. Like he's there for a while,
Okay,
and he's not
Yes,
there. You know
still
where he's
take
It's
some
a
at.
other places.
It's
You know
like
where he's
Vegas,
at.
but it's like I can only stay for a couple weeks because I gotta get back down to the underworld. Okay,
The
bye.
whole, the whole
Yeah.
diddle thing.
Yeah, he's there for a little bit, then he's gone. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that
All
would
the
be
angels
kind of
up,
neat.
all the little children up here can fly away from me. They got wings.
Yeah.
Come back. Where you going?
No, but it's like if you to me, like the heaven on earth are the moments where you're doing things that you truly enjoy, right?
That's
And
what
that
Michael
is-
tried to do, and then he got in trouble. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, but it's hanging out with friends and loved ones. It's listening to music. It's enjoying a nice beer. It's getting out in nature. It's doing the things that you're passionate about versus the mundane, terrible things of life. Like, you're working a job that it's okay, but you don't
Have to do
love it.
podcasts with two assholes.
Well, but it's like the tragedies of life.
Like doing a
Suffering.
podcast with two assholes.
That's right, suffering.
Interrupting co-hosts, fucking shitbags.
All right. Yeah, I could talk for 3 minutes without being interrupted. Yeah, that's nice.
That would be heaven, wouldn't it?
No, but that's heaven. That's it. It's you're not dealing with the suffering and mundane parts of life that are challenging and difficult. That does build character, blah blah blah. I understand it, but heaven is, like I said, it's the parts of life that you truly enjoy, that are beautiful to you. If there's something that exists, that's what it would be for me. How about that?
I like it.
It's very
I
nice.
like it.
That's very
Yeah.
nice.
What about you,
Yeah.
Dean?
Titties. Let me explain.
Well, I think we got it. It's really if you really think about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, listen.
One word. Titties. That's it.
Well, it's like a field. It's like a field you can
It's a
walk
field.
through.
You get to pluck each titty. Look at the titties this morning. They bloomed so beautifully.
Yeah.
Frolicking
Just
on titties, bouncing upon titties.
Right.
Yeah, roll around. It's all that stuff.
Yeah. You don't cross the street or you get run over by a titty. You gotta be careful. So in my titty heaven, I walk down the street and the titty cars pass me by. Somebody on a little titty bike, and they ring an interval. It goes ring, ring, ring. But seriously, okay. So heaven for me. Heaven for me would be like a lot like a mixture of a Disney cartoon and Willy Wonka mixed with a little bit of titties. So you.
So Jessica Rabbit is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like an old English style village, just beautiful all the time, and just cookies. Like everything, you can eat anything you want. The doorknob,
Titties.
you can
Eat the titties.
chocolate titties, chocolate titties. So yeah, you can pick off anything. Everything's edible and everything's delicious. The sun's always shining, and like Brian said, I liked what you said about the music. You're walking down the street, Jimi Hendrix just on the sitting, leaning up against the lamppost, just going at the guitar. You got Kurt Cobain, across the street, and they're kind of doing dueling guitar battles back and forth while I'm eating cookies off the street. they're not dirty cookies, beautiful, delicious cookies. And then just at anytime you walk by, you just go titty, and like titties just come magically appear in front of you.
I like that.
Oh,
Mhm.
and yes, what you said about family and friends, right? Yes, I would see my old dog Guinness.
And all my family and his titties are there, and it's all
no. Just Guinness.
Okay.
And I would be like, come here, boy, come here. And then here he comes, magically just running full speed, and on him, like a Lancelot riding to a quest, is a titty. That's my heaven, Brian.
That's a
right.
lovely,
Yeah.
lovely picture.
Hmm.
So mine's got a little bit of a musical tinge to it, if you will.
Any
But
titties?
it's also not at this point. No, not at this
Okay.
point. It's got a musical tinge to it. But it also I don't know if this is in line with the heaven, but it's my heaven, right? So mine's a little bit more of a reincarnation thing, and I would like to come back as
Titty.
young high school Brian's trumpet, where Brian's blowing me
Trombone.
all day and night, trombone,
Sure.
whatever. It's an instrument.
Wouldn't be the
But
first time he gave a rusty trombone.
Brian's got his lips on me, and he is just blowing, just for eternity. It would just be the most wonderful.
Could I ask a question, Nick?
Yeah.
About this beautiful scenario you have there?
Mm.
When he's blowing away, the slide thing. What is that?
Oh,
on you?
Oh yeah, it just I don't know what it is, but it's
Mhm.
stuff going in and so if you're familiar with the slide, there's a
Yeah.
couple prongs and a couple
Yep,
holes.
comes up there,
so it's
right,
kind of an
mhm,
up
right in
and
the
down,
hole.
back and forth thing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So whatever it is,
You're just doing this, right?
I don't know how I know this, but I just know it feels good. So it's kind of like it's a euphoria feelings. It's all
I mean,
kinds
it
of
is
things
heaven.
happening. Right. So that's my heaven, and it's just it's almost like a never-ending sneeze that's just
Ooh.
but better, something like that.
And then
Sure.
the wind catches and the wind blows his mullet around and tickles you a little bit.
Yeah, right on my little buttons. We'll sort of the little,
Right, right,
what do
right,
you
the
call
little
those,
buttons.
Brian? The little things you put your fingers on. Those
What
buttons,
is
the
that?
little keys,
Keys, okay.
maybe.
Right.
Brian's
I,
down
never, I had a
Brian
trombone.
wants to give us
Nick-
no information.
Nick, on
Yeah.
Nick,
That'd
nickel
be
keys.
fucking keys on a trombone. It's just the slide. That's all it is.
Yeah, but don't you got the little? You make the little different.
What do
thing?
you figure, Brian?
not
What do
with
you
a
finger?
trombone.
That's a trumpet. Never mind.
The trombone is just the slide. It's just the
Yeah.
different
Well,
positions.
So
of the
he's just
slide.
gonna be
It's
sliding
notes.
things in and out of me.
First
There's
of all,
no
Heaven
there's
Nick
no
is very
finger play.
complicated. He's a combination. He's not just one instrument. He's a beautiful combination of a lot
In
of
my
things.
heaven, I'm gonna need to be pushing my buttons and sliding.
Yeah,
things around.
so there's
I need
nipple
everything.
keys and there's a sliding that he's doing. I mean, that's
That's
a
right.
whole thing.
It's my
Yep.
heaven, and I can do it
Like
however
a
I want
one-man
to.
band thing.
That's
Yeah.
Mhm. And of course, Brian is shirtless during this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Of course.
okay.
So
Good,
when I get
good.
tired, and I don't know, it's heaven. So maybe my endurance and my tolerance for things is never ending. It's just a constant state of euphoria. But along with that, if I was in my human form, certainly in Nick heaven, the Toronto Maple Leafs would win the Stanley Cup every single day.
I was just going to
That's
say
just a
that's
thing.
funny.
That's a thing. Absolutely. You know it. You know it is. Also,
Does it ever get old for eternity? No.
nope,
Nope.
never. It's great and that's the thing is it never wears off because it's fucking heaven and it's incredible and it's blissful and it's just as
Right.
good the 8,000th time as it was the first. And I would constantly have the flavor of beer cheese in my mouth. Always. My mouth always tastes like beer cheese.
I know
Maybe
your breath
sometimes
on
it's
earth
there,
smells like it.
it smells like yeah.
Yeah.
I really love it. And I mean if I could have it there
Some
all
type
the
of
time.
cheese anyway.
I just, yeah, absolutely. Beer cheese, dick cheese, whatever. It all, it's. Yes. I think that would be quite nice. Absolutely, though, certainly on a serious note, the idea of being able to I think it would be, yeah, maybe like something like to spend time with people you've lost, to be able to watch over people that you still care about that are in
Guinness?
their mortal coils. Right. Yes, Guinness.
Yeah,
Guinness would
yeah.
be there on my lap. I'd be petting him because he was a good
Yeah.
boy. And in heaven, Guinness's ass does not smell like the fish liquid stuff that it did sometimes.
Good.
So that
Smells like beer cheese.
It smells. No, it does not smell like beer
How do you
cheese.
think how do you think your mouth smells like it?
That's nice.
Because he's a good boy.
But yes, that would be very nice. But yeah, I like all the ideas that you guys had as well. As far as the I like that I could go to any concert that I would want to. I like to be able to roll around on titties, and I would like to be able to shoot the shit with some people that I've lost and missed dearly. So that would be very, very cool. But yeah, the constant flavor of beer cheese in my mouth is definitely a must-have in the afterlife. So
That's a good question. What flavor, Brian? What flavor would you want in your mouth?
I don't want a constant flavor.
Trombone Nick. Say it.
No,
Say it.
I want whatever I'm enjoying at that time. That's it.
Trombone Nick.
Sounds good to me.
If that's what I was enjoying at the time, sure.
There you go.
Motion passed.
Not all the time. Yeah.
Other
times I might like a Shamrock Shake or something. You know. I don't know. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask if I could be the spit cup. You know how you have to drain the spit out of your.
You do have to do that. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just want to be under you, just with my hair.
So, like, if this is a 2 girls 1 cup scenario, your third woman in is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want the excess. I'm the fluffer.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
I know my role in life.
Well, you're going to get your.
We'll call you the banker.
Okay.
You're just holding on to the
this.
funds. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's all fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to get to that heaven, Deanie, you got some work to do. So just keep trying.
Not heaven. You don't have to do much.
You be a real good boy now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other part of heaven, Nick, would be that whenever I wanted to, I could go and get any tattoo I wanted to, and it would last as long as I wanted to.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And you could just, if you're done with it, you could just get something else. Like your body could be a canvas that it could always change it. You don't have to have it on your body forever if you don't wish to. You could decorate your entire body.
That'd be awesome.
That's right. But you can get the entire tattoo experience. There.
And who would you need to die to be in heaven to get that?
We want people to die. We want people to take their time to get there. But if
Scott, you're coming with me.
Eventually, when they are there, I would like to see a shop there open up, the Golden Heart Tattoo Shop in heaven. So,
Golden Street's Golden Heart.
They're still around on Earth today in Norton, Ohio. So you can go check them out today. Experience a little bit of heaven on Earth.
Is this heaven?
I may say.
No, it's Norton.
That's right. Almost heaven, Norton, Ohio. I think that's what it was, right? That's what John Denver saying, I think.
Someone is close.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was Norton or Wadsworth or Hinckley. I can't remember. It's one of those.
Hinckley.
Yeah. It's one of those.
This is a great ad read right now.
It's one of those.
So good.
Anyway, so Golden Heart Tattoos. You can find them on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton.
Not in Hinckley.
Don't go to Hinckley. Nice. That's not them.
There's a nice brewery in Hinckley. I mentioned GoldenHeartTattoos.com. Nice website. Also give them a call at 234-706-2982. Scott, I always forget his partner's name, Nick.
Greg Pramick.
Greg, Scott and Greg. Yeah, both guys do great work.
And Sydney is in there as well.
Sydney, she does great work as well. Yeah, so, as a matter of fact, I contacted Scott this week. Not even kidding. I'm going to add to my Twilight Zone themed tattoo here. I'm going to get more work done there. Nice. Dean had a great idea. He said probably would have to be April. He's booked up. See?
I might have one in April.
He's booked up. There's so many people. He said it's every appointment came from this podcast. Every single one.
Wow. That is impressive.
I think that's what he said. He meant to say it. Something like that.
He was thinking it.
Yeah.
Definitely thinking it.
Yeah, so go check out Golden Heart Tattoo while they're still on Earth and then in heaven. Look them up.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, Heaven Facebook or something like that. We'll figure that out. We'll give you the details later for that. Yep. All right, guys. So we're going to take anything else on heavenly stuff, guys?
Just you busting out of that Batman shirt, buddy.
That's right. It may happen.
Hey, look, it shifted.
Yep.
It moved the meat needle. The skin needle, or whatever we call it.
Skin needle. That's good. All right, so we're gonna come back for segment 3. We're going to try to move a few skin needles, if we may say, and talk about some intellectual discussion here. More intellectual discussion. Our
Do you have erectile dysfunction? Well, stay tuned for segment 3. We'll take care of that.
That's right. It's not happening at all. Zero.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so we're talking
Sorry about your dick meat.
Comic book characters, the smartest comic book characters. Who do we think those are? That's going to be our main segment tonight. Our little slice of heaven, if you will, that we're passing on to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's segment 3.
And more penile dysfunction.
That's right.
I'd like an Atari 2600 system, please, and everything that goes with it.
Everything? You sure want everything?
I want everything.
Now you get a new low price, up to $30 a rebate office, and a free pack.
Is that everything?
It's not everything. You can get nearly 300 different cartridges.
300?
That's nothing.
It's something.
But it's not everything. Soon there'll be a voice module, trackball, remote control joysticks, and a computer keyboard.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, but it's not everything.
It's not everything.
Soon there'll be educational games, too.
Is that everything?
That's everything. For now.
For now?
The Atari 2600.
Now get up to $30 in rebate offers, plus a free pack.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3.
And we're back on Convincing Idiots. I am a millennial. My name is Nick, and I'm here with my bro hosts, Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. And in our third and final segment for this evening, I know a lot of you guys, just droves of you guys listen to us and watch us every single week, and you just think to yourselves, those guys are so intelligent. They're so smart. They're so their vocabulary is just off the charts, so well spoken, so well mannered. But just all in all, just the intellect of these guys, the IQ is off the charts. And you might think it's almost superhuman, in fact. And we would have to agree. But modestly, we would have to give the floor today to even perhaps more people with more superhuman intellect. We are going to discuss throughout comic books and comic book culture perhaps some of the wittiest and most intelligent characters throughout comic books. So, Brian, you have a very famous
comic book shirt on.
You have a comic book shirt on. You have the resume of being an intelligent man. So what, and you've been reading comic books longer than most people have been alive. So how
everybody lies on the resume, don't they?
who do you do? Let's start us off here. This was a great idea that you had, so I'd like to hear. Must have many options to go with. So who's somebody you're thinking of for this, or is there any more detail you would like to give on the topic?
No, it's good. You said it was that's what's interesting about comic characters. It doesn't matter what if it's a DC or Marvel, whatever it is. It's interesting that the writers, they make the characters, they give them their own personality. Not only do they have different powers, but they have different levels of intellect, which is interesting. I like that a lot because it makes it's not every character is smart at a higher level, just like people, right? So
just like this podcast,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's right. So it's like, some people, we have a couple cretins, I don't know. I'm not saying who's who or necessarily or anything like that.
You're way too hard on yourself, Brian. Yeah. You're just way too hard. It's a shame. You see somebody about that, I think.
Okay, so I will start out with one of the smartest characters. We don't have a set number we're doing. We're just going to talk through this a little bit. We're just going to go around and talk about who we think are some of the smarter comic book characters. I'll use the one on my shirt. So I'm wearing a Batman T-shirt. I'll give you Bruce Wayne. So Bruce Wayne, I'm not saying he's the smartest one, but he's definitely one of the smartest comic book characters, period. I mean, the man, not only, he's obviously he's very rich in the comic books, but he has extremely high intellect. He has learned tons of different fighting techniques. Obviously, he has
built his own dangerous pajamas. Come on.
Well, that's right. He built the bat. He's create everything Batman. He's done everything himself. He's
He
created the
outsmarted
suits.
Superman.
He sure did.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Martha.
He built suits, his equipment, the Batmobile, everything around him, the computer, and he's a very intelligent detective as well. So, without question, Bruce Wayne, one of the most
You easily could have just
intelligent
described my
characters.
grandmother.
There you have it.
How's
that?
How many comic books was your grandmother on the cover of? Quite a
48.
few, actually. 48. Now, that is a very good one, though, because even from a young age, like watching the animated series, that was something they really highlighted were like his detective skills. And I remember like the way that they would break stuff down or that he would figure stuff out. I remember being kind of in awe of that as like a child. Just like there was one, it was I believe it was for all the millennials out there who may have had the Batman Sub-Zero VHS tape where he took on Mr. Freeze. It was straight to VHS. You could only see it if you bought the VHS tape. But he was listening to a voice recording and he was able to put together, because in the background he could hear the bells or clanging of like a ship coming in on the harbor, and he knew that ship only docked at a certain time and which harbor it came in and when the message was left, so he was able to piece things together. And I remember just being like following along with that as a kid, being like, that's really fucking cool. Like
That's
that was
pretty
really
fucking
like,
awesome.
that's awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like to be able to figure that shit
I love
out
docking.
and know that stuff. Like it's great.
There you go.
But yeah, they're very, very intelligent, and like you said, his detective skills just you have to have intellect to be able to figure that stuff out. So very cool.
I mean, beginning with the whole comic book itself, he's based more as a brilliant detective than fighting. I mean, that was part of the resume, but the smarts was there first, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
But one of the things we can do as we go, just out of curiosity, and you'll get this if you watch the YouTube channel, Brian's first one was Batman. Nick, was yours Batman? Was he on your list?
He was on my list. Absolutely.
Did you actually make a list?
I did. Yep.
Okay, good.
I have my top 3, so like Batman was definitely top 3.
Okay, so I was going to raise my hand. So one of us says, I'm curious on how many people, how many overlapping we have. That's more what I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Nick,
Nick,
go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay. I'm gonna go with you know what? I'm gonna go outside the box on what I think you guys might not have on there. I'm going Hank Pym.
Yes.
Who?
I mean Hank Pym from Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Okay.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. I mean he got us into the quantum realm with the whole deal.
Yeah.
He is now on the mural in Peter Parker's high school. As along with the rest of the other geniuses of the world.
Yeah.
So he definitely deserves a shout out. So
the Pym particles to grow and to shrink, and then to speak to ants and everything. Right. So
he used that shit on his dick, right? Come on. Right. Maybe like a lesser formula, Pym particle, toss it
and
down.
then when it turned into the size of a building, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna go back."
I kind of like this, but I can't handle it.
Or he just sat back and marveled at it. It was like, wash up my cock.
I kind of like this, but I can't handle it. Oh, can that please be the episode title? I kind of like this, but I can't handle it.
That's good. That's funny. I do like that. Yeah, you walk up with confidence in that the Cleveland Brown Stadium trough for that.
Oh yeah,
I mean?
Yeah. Toss that little
you're pissing
guy
on my dick.
And then he looks down at you, he's a tiny boy and he sees your monster cock and goes, "Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir." Turns out just walks away.
Sure. All right, Nick, do you have another one?
Yes, I do. I'm going to go with a classic here. Obviously, one of my favorite superheroes ever, and Brian's as well. Peter Parker. Peter Parker is a genius. When you think of Spidey in the suit, it's really more about the web slinging and the Spidey sense and the super strength. But really, as just as a kid, especially, Peter Parker has super intellect, which is one of the things that is very endearing to him and puts him in the positions that he is. So definitely a smart comic book character. One of the all-time ones as well. So Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously, not only did he create the suit and the web fluid and all that stuff, which is fascinating, and the comic storyline. As he got a little older, he also, for a while, ran his own corporation, like a whole, science research corporation. So he was the leader of that organization for a while. Well, in the comic world, they went and they reboot and this and that and the other. But as a man, that's what he did for quite a while. So, yeah, definitely, I agree. Spider-Man was on my list. Peter Parker was on my list as well, Nick.
Nice.
Well, all right.
Good,
Well, you guys made good points about him being, so intelligent as Peter Parker. But let's take a look at Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He within like split seconds, he's having to like, shoot the web and create these like geometrical shapes or whatever to like stop certain things, and that like when he said in the movie geometry, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's that smart to like think fast on his feet to like, because you got to, if you place those webs, in certain ways or in the wrong spot, it's not going to get the effect that it does. So,
right. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I mean, to be able to even think that fast on the fly, right? And you could, be like, well, radioactive spider and all this stuff and the, different effects. But like, yeah, to be able to map stuff out and think in that way would take a very intelligent person, also.
Absolutely.
Yep. Very good. Excellent.
Yeah. Brian, what do you got next?
I'm going to give you Tony Stark.
Nice. On my list
Tony
as well.
Stark.
He is the Marvel Batman. So, yes.
Yep.
I would agree. So, we all know the character Tony Stark, Iron Man. He's certainly one of the most popular characters in the movies with Robert Downey Jr. Again, it's just to remember the storyline. The man built a device to pull to save his life.
Right.
So what's it called? The reactor? It was the
arc reactor.
Arc reactor. Thank you very much. Because he had shrapnel around his heart. So he built it originally on his own to like a magnet to pull keep the shrapnel from going into his heart and killing himself. Which then eventually became him building the suit of armor. And obviously from there to be able to build that type of suit in the comic world is, again, it's his genius, intellect, hands down. So, yeah, the great Tony Stark, one of the smartest characters in comics.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so
Dean, go ahead.
Next one, I'm actually... we didn't really put parameters on this situation, so I went ahead and I'm going the opposite of you, all of our picks, and we're going with Lex Luthor, a bad guy, a villain, a heel.
Sure.
Lex Luthor, one of the smartest men on Earth, constantly, at least for the moment, getting the upper hand on Superman and even Batman. He is an evil genius.
Sure.
So Lex Luthor's next on my list.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Again, no superpowers. You're right.
Exactly.
Just his intellect.
Just a regular dude, just a smart ass regular
big
dude.
old brain.
Yeah.
That's right. Nick?
Yeah. I am going outside of comic books here, and but certainly nerd culture nonetheless. I'm going to go with Billy Cranston. Billy Cranston, if you guys are not familiar, because you're probably not because you're much older than me, is the Blue Power Ranger. Billy Cranston, as a high school kid, made all kinds of crazy contraptions during the Power Rangers TV show, okay? He made a time travel apparatus. He made all kinds of different weapons and phase guns and things like that. All the while, now granted, when they're building this show for children, they're never going to stop and think, a high school kid would never be able to do that. However, he did. He was in high school making all kinds of things that bent the space and time continuum as we know it. So Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, the Triceratops with the Triceratops Zord. Billy Cranston is on my list as well.
There we
Incredible.
Go.
Yes.
I was going to say him, but I realized
sure.
I'm not a child.
Right. I have the Power Ranger
I don't.
stuff.
Although I'll give you up. I'll give it up for the Pink Ranger.
Which
She
one?
was the first one. Kimberly.
Yeah.
She was something. She was okay to look at.
My favorite was Kat, the one that followed her. Yes.
Okay.
Was baby boners. Yeah.
Well, sure. Who's up next? After yes.
All right, I'm gonna give you probably another obvious one here, though. But how about Bruce Banner, the Hulk? The I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just obviously is super intellectual. And,
of the Avengers, he is combating Tony Stark easily, step by step, with the intellect and brain power.
Yeah, in the Marvel universe, there's a couple there's probably like the top 2-3 intellectual, intelligent people, and he's one of them, right?
Sure.
So, for sure. So his studies of gamma radiation and all that is what unfortunately created the Hulk. But clearly one of the smartest characters in the comics.
Right.
Yep. Dean,
definitely good choice.
Yep.
I saved my best for last. Not even best, but the smartest. I mean, considered the smartest man in the world, Reed Richards.
Yeah.
I mean, in the comic book, he is considered to be one of the, well, if not the smartest person. So, in Marvel Universe, Reed Richards simply is the genius of all geniuses. And
he's probably the tops in the Marvel Universe for sure, right?
Yeah.
Just the space-time travel. I mean, his intellect goes beyond just earthly
comprehension.
Exactly, right. The Fantastic Four can travel across the galaxy and whatever because of the intellect of Reed Richards. You're right.
Yeah. So that's what I got on that. That's actually my list. So
yeah. Any others?
Yeah. So when Dean mentioned Lex Luthor, it got me got the brains wheels turning there on villains. So I couldn't help but think of Doc Ock. Once again, a mentor to Peter Parker at times, and certainly very intelligent, and makes him a very formidable foe because he is so has such a high IQ. So yeah, Dr. Octopus for sure would be up there for me.
There's an interesting comic series, by the way, Nick. I don't know if you've probably not heard of it, but there was a period of time. Have you heard of the Superior Spider-Man? Have you heard of this?
I don't know that I have. No.
Okay, so Doc Ock was so smart. He was dying at the time. He was dying of having the arms. So this was the storyline. So just having the contraption, infused within his body and all that. So it helped. He became ill, right? So he was literally dying, and he was smart enough to figure out a way that he literally took over the body of Peter Parker for a while. So his intellect, so the body of Doc Ock basically died, but the mind, he was somewhat able to take over the mind of Peter Parker. So it was a whole storyline for a while. The Superior Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Yes. So it was Peter Parker. It was Spider-Man. He had his powers and everything else, but Octavio, he took over the. What did I say, Octavio? That's our president of my company. Dr.
Octavius.
Octavius, thank you.
Yes,
took over the body of Peter Parker. So he was able. He knew Peter Parker's memories, and so basically he took over the body. And by having Peter Parker's memories, he realized that he was wrong on many levels about Peter Parker, and he learned his tragedies and his goodness and everything else. So he decided he's going to be a better Spider-Man. The point is, he was able to figure that out.
He was his body, right? It was like mind control. Okay. They did that in Mr. Mercedes as well. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Brian?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Who are you picking on Nick and I to take over the body? You got to pick one of us to your mind, and our body. Which one are you picking?
This is
My
interesting.
mind and your body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm taking Nick easily.
Oh, well, that seemed quick. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's younger. He's got the thin frame. You could do a lot with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
all right. Well, hurtful, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But
We're
at
fine.
least with Dean's, you got like a fixer-upper there. You can, you know, you got work.
You
You
can
got
sell
work
it
to do. You
later
got
for a higher price.
You got a project on your hands.
Uh-huh.
there.
Yeah.
I got my own fixer-upper opportunity. I don't need to know them.
I'm not looking for a lateral move.
No, absolutely not.
Always trade up, son.
All right, couple more here. So I'm going.
He can't stop thinking about being in my body right now.
That's right.
Just can't stop.
Neither can
That's right.
I.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, from temporary to permanent. I like that. I like that thought, Nick. Anyway, yeah.
Where do I go? Do I just stay in here?
Huh?
Where do I go?
You want to come on my body? I mean, come in my body?
Where does my brain go?
You're just in that storyline. It's like you were in there, but
oh my god, no!
You're on top of me.
Do you remember the movie with who was it? It was Steve Martin and what was her name? Shit, it was a female actress, comedian, whatever. But they were both in, I think, her body or his body.
Yeah.
And like they shared like the vision. Like shit. Older people's going to know what I'm talking about and remember that. But I would like to see you two in the same body, kind of sharing the wheel.
I like that.
Very good.
Yeah,
I think it was The Jerk.
No, it wasn't a jerk.
I'm kidding. Oh, I know.
Sorry.
The Jerk. Yeah.
Cheaper by the dozen.
No, it wasn't cheaper by the dozen.
Pink Panther.
I get your Pink Panther.
Parenthood, I think. I think that's what it was. I'm going to give you one of my favorites. One of my favorite graphic novels of all time is The Watchmen. I'm going to give you Ozymandias. Ozymandias. I know you never heard of him, but in that storyline, so it's Adrian Veidt. He was known as the smartest man in the world. So in the Watchmen storyline, he basically realized that mankind in this world was going to kill it, going to destroy itself. There's going to be a pending nuclear war between the United States and Russia. So he devised a plan in the graphic novel to stop it. Although he knew it was going to kill many thousands of people, but in his mind, this plan was to save humanity. So, again, in the comic world, one of the smartest characters ever. Read that graphic novel. The movie was also very, very good and very in line with the graphic novel, as well as by the same guy that did the Justice League movie, the newest one, which was
Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder made the Watchmen movie very close to the comic. So good movie, dark movie. Check it out. Yeah.
Can I tell you, that is a movie I've always wanted to watch. From the time that it came out,
Max.
like 2007 or 8 or whatever.
Great movie.
I just need to watch it.
Sit down and watch. It's long.
Yeah.
2 hours plus on HBO Max right now. Check it out. Any others?
The movie I was trying to think of was All of Me, and the female was Lily Tomlin.
There you go.
So, with Steve Martin. So
there you go. So Steve Martin also
super genius,
super evil genius.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Any others, Dean?
Nope. I think I covered mine.
Okay, Nick. Any others?
Yeah. Just the last geniuses are the people that have kind of done something for all of us. They have revolutionized the way that we bike. That would be our friends at RPM Bike Shop. They can offer you the finest electric bikes that you have ever seen in your life. It's
that just helps
super
humanity.
genius level shit. You might
right.
think that something like this is out of your reach, but nay, I say. It is well within your reach because it's not located
nay?
far from here. I say nay. It is located in Carrollton, Ohio. If you're in the northeastern Ohio region, you too can have your hands on one of these magnificent electric bikes from our friends at RPM Bike Shop. Don't believe me? Well, go right to Facebook and type in the search bar RPM Bike Shop. You can also go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, to see all of the wonderful products that they have to offer you. And if you want to talk to somebody over the phone and let them explain to you what they can offer to your life today with their fantastic electric bikes, you can call 330-808-7792 and be on your way to a superhuman and intelligent way to ride a bike today with your very own electric bike from RPM Bike Shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's certainly plenty more super genius characters, heroes, villains. If we did not mention one that you think we should, let us know.
Yep.
Let us know. Love to hear from you.
For sure.
That's right. All right, guys, we have come to an end of another episode, number 131. Our own super genius of the group, Dean. I think Nick's going to take us out here. Any thoughts? Go ahead, please.
Well, I think talking about with intelligence and comic books, he could probably do this in a heuristic feel and tone, but I would rather listen to an evil genius plot the ending to this episode.
Well, you have come to the right place because with all of my brain power and all of the genius that I can muster, which is immense, I can only tell you out there, podcast listeners, to go and find us on social media accounts. Don't be a fool. Go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree. And there you will find all of our social media accounts, the places you can listen to our voices, as well as where you can give us, that's right, money. If you would like to do that as well. And another variation, you can go to our website. That is convincingidiots. Wait, it's coming to me. The equations are forming, the ones and the zeros on the internet, and it is plethoric, and here it comes, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am your evil genius, Millennial Nick.
And I am Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to take another heavenly journey with us in a future episode? Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more. What temperature is it in your house that it's fucking March and you're in a fucking tank top and a headband? Are you sweaty? Like, how warm is it in your house?
You know how they say you dress for the job you want? I say you dress for the season you want.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'm willing warmer weather.
Hold on, why are we doing this banter and not on the fucking show? Come on, let's go.
That's right. At least I have a recorder.